Hello Flosstube. Today is Tuesday the 10th of March 2026 and this is Flosstube number 58. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. Mostly it's about cross stitch, but I do share other crafts, usually beading, and yes, I've got some of that for you today. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. It's wonderful to see you again. And a very warm welcome if you are one of the 65 new subscribers I've had since my last video. If I can get the same amount of, again, between now and the next one, I'll have hit me 1,000. A girl can dream. Anyway, admin bit done. I know I said I was going to come back yesterday, but guess who forgot to charge the tablet that I record on? Yeah, that would be me. By the time I'd put my beading down, I realised I hadn't done it and it wouldn't have charged in time for me to record before going to the boys. So I'm here today. Right, next video will be the 24th of March, 2 weeks today, because the Monday is beading group. So I probably won't be able to get it done in the afternoon when I come back, so it'll be on the Tuesday morning. So what have I got for you today? I'm looking down, my notes are down here on the table in front of me as ever. So I've got a finish, I've got 2 starts, I've got some temperature stitching, I've got some PhDs, plans, which are nothing exciting, they never are they? You should know that by now. My beading, and I've got a little bit of stash enhancement. What on earth? What on earth? Excuse me a minute, I've obviously caught something. And there we go. I caught something on my pad and I kicked the table. I do apologise for making you wobble. And guess what? I knew I was doing too well. I forgot my board. 2 videos running, I remembered it. And I knew I was doing far too well. 2 videos in a row. Should have known better. Anyway, finish this on Saturday night. I think it was Saturday night. It is, I've just knocked some on the floor and I'll leave them in a minute. This one. Been doing this as a stitch along with Jeanette. We both wanted to get it finished. So she stitches faster than me, I've told you that in the past, and so when she got that she only had that line across the bottom to do, she put hers down to wait for me because I hadn't done the candy cane or finished the snow across the bottom or anything like that. Partly because, as I've said before, I have stuff that I have to get up and do, and I've got to cook tea and, you know, just general life, and she stitches faster than I do, so, but it's fine, it's not a problem. But it was nice of her to sort of put hers down and wait. So yeah, we both finished literally when I was ready to do that bottom border. I messaged her and said, right, I've only got that to do, and we literally finished within a minute or 2 of each other. So there we go. North Pole Express from Country Cottage Needleworks. I bought this one and South Pole, I'm sure hers was South Pole Express, at the Peakside weekend last year. And now that we've finished, when we see each other at some point, we will swap over. She will get to do this one and I will get to do the one that she's finished. I used 32 count R&R daily grind and the colours that came with the chart for that one. Right, let me just pick up what I knocked on the floor. Pieces of paper are not the easiest thing to pick up. Right, so new starts. A few weeks back, Lynn, the Lancashire Stitcher, mentioned in her video that she'd bought this, and she'd bought the Belsoirs to go with it, and I went, oh, I've got that chart, shall we do a start along at Lancashire Stitchers? So we did. Lynn has shown hers in her video from, I think it was Saturday, she put a video out. So we both made a start at Lancashire Stitchers after lunch. And Lynn went up and has done the bird's head, and I went down. That's all I did. Haven't worked on it again since, but I will. So my fabric is Kiwi Illusions 32 count Lugana in walnut. So that's all I did. I don't even know how many stitches it is off the top of my head. I'm using Dinky Dyes, no, not Dinky Dyes, Silks for You PR51. I did use that last year when I did the little Christmas tree for the pot. And it is hiding in the corner. Silk Gatherers. Is it Silk Gatherers? Thread Gatherer. In the reds for the little bit of red. And then I'm going to use 992 MPI for the bit of, for the white, which is the border. So that's new start number 1. And then new start number 2 happened on Sunday. I've mentioned to Jeanette at some point in the last couple of weeks that I really needed to get some more of my 26 and 26 started, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And say it was Sunday. Yeah, it was definitely Sunday. We'd finished the North Pole on Saturday night, and we're going to carry on alternating them, but she said, what's on the list? So I sent her a picture of the list, and she was like, well, why don't we start this one? And I was like, do you know what? I had actually thought about suggesting that. She says, well, if we do, she says, it covers you for your, another one of your 26 and 26s. So we agreed to start this. And it is Good Intentions by Kathy Barrack. Now, I love the design, but I think the colours are very, very drab. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Sunday morning, I thought, I've got this drawer full of MPI silks from my friend that passed away. I'll have a root through there, see what I've got of the called for colours. And I think there was about 2 or 3 of them. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all these colours and I'm like, do you know what? I think I'm just going to go with a whatever I feel like. So that's what I've done. Jeanette is going to use over dyes for hers. Same principle. Pulling out what she feels like working on. So we made a start on Sunday and I actually did quite well. I'm quite pleased with how much I got done. So the fabric is 35 count Weeks Dye Works linen in the colour linen. I do a lot of things on this because I got a massive piece, if you remember, at retreat. Was it back end of last year? Back end of 24? Anyway, big piece, a bargain price. It was a yard, full yard for a bargain. So you've seen quite a few projects on this and probably will continue to do so. But anyway, here's what I got so far. So the star is sort of here, it's her head. Well, I don't actually have any peachy coloured, you know, sort of skin coloured MPIs. So I'm undecided what I'm going to do as yet. So I started with these scissors here. Now, my plan, as you will have seen from the picture, there's 4 pairs of scissors. So I'm going to do grey and then gold and gold. Just because I've got all these colours and I want to get them used. So I've started on the lady. So I've got two sort of tealy colours, and then these are her sleeves. So those are her sleeves there. So I've done the top of her dress, I've done her sleeves, and I've done that and that. So like I say, that one and that one are going to be in grey, and then that one and that one in gold. And then I made a start on the top of this bobbin here. So that's how far I got on Sunday. I am noting down the colours I'm using, and when I finish it I will keep the list, and if anybody wants to know what colours I've used, I will happily share that with you. I mean, if you want to know as I'm working on it, I will quite happily let you know. So there we go, that is, don't you go turning off on me. Sorry, my pad was starting to shut down. There is Good Intentions by Kathy Barrack so far. I've had the chart for donkey's years. I think Jeanette bought it last year before. And it was on the list because I was like, I got that. So there we go. That's it so far. Like I say, if you would like to know what colours I am using, let me know. I will quite happily let you know. I just need to, I'm going to have a look through all my other silk, because I've got, sorry, that's the key ring hitting the board. I've got quite a lot of silks that I've acquired over the years from various makers. So we shall see what I come up, and if all else fails, I'll just use DMC. And it was this the noise was this hitting the board. Made this bag last year, and at the end, after I'd been to Martin May, and when I went to Martin May with my daughter and the 2 boys, I said to Spencer, the younger one, I want a key ring. Pick me a key ring, and that's the one he picked. Spencer, incidentally, turned 5 on Saturday. Had a lovely day. We went to Bella Italia at Cheshire Oaks for a meal, and he had a whale of a time. So that's all that matters, really. So now we move on to my temperature stitching. These are in no particular order. So first one is Aventail from Ink Circles. Started this on the 25th of August last year. This was number 19 of my 25 and 25. I didn't do well with it last year. Part of the reason for that was that commission piece that I had to get finished. So I couldn't really sort of get stuck into it until May. And that's one reason I gave up on Whip Go last year as well. So I am using Dinky Dyes Black Opal Silk, because they do cottons as well, or they used to. I don't know if they still do. So yeah, Dinky Dyes Black Opal, which is colour 129, and my fabric is a 36 count. Your guess is as good as mine. It was a gift. I've told you this many a time, but you know, if there's anybody new, I did a berry class with Lynn, Lancashire Stitcher, at the Yorkshire Stitch Laugh Learn days back in, I think it was the back end of 2024, might have been early 25. And somebody had stitched their berry on 36 count and sort of stood there and went, I'm not going to use what's left, anybody want it? And I'm going, yes please. So I acquired myself a nice piece of 36 count that turned out to be the ideal size for Avontail. I need to show you what it looked like first, don't I? Nearly. So, last time you saw it, it looked like that. It's only come out the once. Let me get my list and I can tell you how many times things have come out. So it's only come out once so far. Here it is now. We had a 10. This is my 0. We had a 10 one day. So obviously 0. If you don't know how temperature stitching works, you have 10 projects, you assign them 0 to 9. Check whatever weather app you want to do. I use BBC Weather, and then stitch whatever you've decided to stitch. So I personally do 100 stitches thereabouts. If I do 98 and my threads run out, fair enough. If I do 104, fair enough, it doesn't matter, but around about 100 stitches, which takes me, depending on the project, an hour to an hour and a half. So I know some people do an hour. Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, she's doing 1 thread. So you do what works for you. Eleanor, for the love of stitches, I think Flosstube is. She's doing, if I remember rightly, an entire day on whatever comes out. She does a full day on it. I'm pretty sure that's what she's doing. But I'll link them all below. You can go and give them a view. So there we go. That's Avontail so far. And I say that's been out the once. And whilst I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to grab a pencil. Normally I end up watching these back through to make notes and things. But if I just write down, if I do it in pencil, Lynn, Mama, Ellie. I've just realised I've not shown you my book of days. Oops. Let's do that now, shall we? Oh my goodness me. Writing Ellie made me think of Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, who gifted me a book of days. I can't believe I forgot it. I do apologise. But, you know, it goes to show I'm not used to using a book of days. Because I forgot. I think I forgot it last time as well. So, as February's completed, I think last one was that one there. So there's the rest of the month. Can't believe I forgot that. I'm going to have to... And I thought about it earlier on when I was writing my list. I thought, oh yeah, I must do that. And here we are so far. For March. This little bee sticker here. There's a farmer's market on the first Sunday of the month over at Port Sunlight. And I frequently go. You know, if it's throwing it down, I don't want to go. It's from my door to my daughter's door is 32.4 miles. So if it's throwing it down or it's freezing, I don't want to be doing that. But anyway, we went to Port Sunlight Bees. I'm pretty sure they have a website. I was going to have a look, and I bought myself a little jar of honey with lemon. Oh gosh, that's lovely. And the lady gave Elliot some stickers. So he ended up with one for him, one for Spencer, one for Mummy, one for Daddy, one for Granny. So he picked that one, so I thought I'll put that there. I haven't filled it out for yesterday yet. So there we go. And I have got some superhero stickers. And I meant to, so like this was Spencer's birthday and we were out and spent the day, afternoon with them. I meant to put a superhero sticker there. So I might just stick it up here. But there we go. Book of days so far for March. I do apologise for forgetting that. I really must remember to write that. I'll have to put it in my general notes because usually what I do is have a page where I will write down anything that I think, oh pardon me, that I think, oh yeah, must mention that in my video. So I'll write it down. So I'll have to put down book of days. Right, next project that has had some love for temperature stitching. Where's my picture? Okay. I apparently do not have, let me have a look if I deleted it. No. Okay. Oh. Hang on a minute. Might be on my phone. I do remember taking a before picture on my phone. What it was of, I can't remember. Because my pad was charging. And it was like, I can't be bothered. Yeah, it's on my phone. There we go. So last time you saw it, it looked like this. I'm very disorganised again today, aren't I? Because what I should have done first, before I showed you that, I don't know. Oh, come on, where are you? Right, I need you out. I don't need you out. I'll need you out. Where's my little teeny... There it is. What's that? Merry Christmas from Hello from Liz Matthews. I picked it up as a freebie at the Jingle Ball a couple of years ago, but I do believe it is now on the website. I will give you a link for that. So, there we go. Last time you saw it, which I've already shown you, it looked like that. I think I've only worked on it the once. Where are you? 'Cause I can't remember. 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 'Cause I can't rem yeah, once we had an 8 degrees one day. So it got its attention. I'm using 40 count Newcastle and sulky threads, and it was number 17 of my 25 in 25. Here it is now. So I basically just finished off the thread of green that was there and started the next one. It's coming along quite nicely. Probably going to turn it into a pillow. To go on the stand I showed you last time round. Cake stand. There we go. So there we go, there it is now. Somebody's just parked outside the house, so it distracted me for a second. 9 times out of 10 when I come home, I actually manage to park right outside the house. I live in a terrace, by the way. And I couldn't do that last night. There was somebody in the way. So I had to park a bit further forward, so the space outside the house is empty. And people keep pulling in. Mostly dropping off kids for the nursery. Which I'm glad about, because it means that they're finally starting to realise that driving up and down the road at the back, which is a bit of a dirt track, is ruining their cars. Used to be reasonably flat. Now it's literally, there's big dips in it because they have no respect. All they're thinking about is getting their child to nursery. So the fact that people live down here and, you know, doesn't matter to them. And they do. They look at me like I've got 3 heads. Like this morning I was out putting washing on the line. They look at me like I've got 3 heads. And I'm like, have you not seen somebody put washing on a washing line before? What was the point of that? He's just got back in his car, started it up, moved it back and moved it forward. But then again, it's a BMW. Don't like BMW drivers. Although this is an older guy, so he's probably not as much of an idiot. Sorry, off on a tangent there. Next one that's had some attention is Morning Coffee from Stitcherovia. This has been out 3 times. We had quite a few days of 14 degrees, so I've worked number 4, obviously. Started this on the 10th of April last year. 32 count clotted cream linen and the called for DMCs. And this is number 8 of my 25. And another one I didn't finish. And I've remembered to write my stats down. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. As I say, it's been out 3 times now. I am at 2,485 stitches of however many, I can't remember, I didn't write that down. Duh. Which is 78.69%. But of course that's only on the stitches in Pattern Keeper, because it doesn't count backstitch. So here it is now. So one day when it came out, going over the road, I made a start on the backstitch. I think I've only got sort of the bits around here now. So I did all the bits of backstitch. So this and there, and you can't really see it, but there are little bits around the morning. The steam coming out the cup. And then when it came out, I go, oh, and I filled in the spots here. And then when I next picked it up, I worked on the cup. I think I zeroed 2 colours that day. So there we are now. So I reckon another 4 or 5 outings and it could well be done. Because I've literally got, like I say, bits of backstitch here and the words spoken. And this is, I need to fill that in. So if it continues to be warm, we might have a finish fairly soon. There we go. So next temperature one. I don't have a picture of this. I never printed one out when I bought the chart and now you can't get it. I did have someone's picture, but I had it linked on me. I had a page open on my browser and I shut them all down for one day for whatever reason. So it's TW's Sun Dragon. So last time you saw him, he looked like this. He has been out twice and he's due out today. But what I've been doing, if he comes out today, I won't work on him today. I'll do it tomorrow for Wednesday. And my fabric started fraying, so I put some scraps around it again. So I started this on the 16th of July last year. This was number 16 of 25 and I started it for hashtag Dragon Stitch for Mum that Lynn the Lancashire Stitcher started. My fabric is 32 count vintage sky in the Cold 4 DMCs, but I subbed number 28 for number 4 braid for 202 high luster number 4 braid. So here he is now. Helps if I put him the right way up, doesn't it? So I have been working on his tail. So tomorrow when I work on him for Wednesday, I'm hoping I can get the tail finished because there's very little stitches left to do. I think it's the number 4. I think it's that one. I've got to put in the gaps and then backstitch and the tail will be completed. So hopefully tomorrow I can complete his tail. But as I say, I bought him years ago. 2006. No, it came out in 2006 and I bought him in 2007. So, there we go. It's nice to be working on a TW again. And once he's finished, I will go back to the Victorian fan for Wednesdays. I keep him in an M&S biscuit tin. Literally, I bought the shortbread for the tin. And then my last temperature stitch. Picture, come on picture. You're there. Is, oh, sorry. I didn't open the zip on this one. I do apologise. I started it last year when I went to Wales with some friends. I was told I had to have a sheep's start because I'd said sheep's by accident on the way home from Yorkshire. Stitch Laugh Learn Day. And I said sheep's. I've no idea why. But it's this one. Little House Needleworks Warm Winter Woolens. I haven't actually sat down and figured out the charting as yet, but I'm pretty sure I now know how I can move things around a little bit so that it's spelt correctly with 2 L's. So I started it on the 20th September last year. My fabric is 36 count Dust Bunny from Fox and Rabbit, and I'm using the called for Crescent colours, and this was number 22 of my 25. So last time you saw him, he looked like this. He's been out twice. So that was last time you saw him. The second time was yesterday. So I managed to get it done before I went to the boys. But now he looks like this. So he's almost finished, which is why I need to work it out. As I say, I think I've pretty much worked out what I need to do. So I just need to sit down and actually do it. And you know, I was saying before about if I don't get exactly 100 stitches, that's fine. Yesterday he got 99. That's fine. At some point when I work on him in the future, I will probably do 100 and something on him. That's fine. So there we go. He is very nearly himself completed. And that is the last of the temperature stitching. So out of the 9 days we've had so far, Aventail and Merry Christmas have come out once. Sun Dragon and Winter Woolens have come out twice. And then Morning Coffee has come out 3 times. So not massive amounts of temperature stitches for you this time round, but they've all had progress on them. So what I'm going to do, I think, let me just show you. So this is what I use. So what I think I might just do is draw a line down there, and then when they come out in the next 2 weeks, I can say, okay, so that's come out once, that's come out twice, and it's come out X amount of times in total this month so far. Just because I know a lot of people like stats and things. So my, did I say, yeah, that's the end of the temperature stitching. So we are on to PhDs now. If you are new here, I don't refer to my projects as whips, they are PhDs, which is a potential happy dance, because we all do a happy dance when we finish something. Whether it's a little yay, or it's a grab the cat and dance around the room happy dance. We all do a little happy dance of some description when we finish something. So we're on to the PhDs. So my first one is my current Love Quilt Square. So last time you saw it, it looked like this. This is one I'd started last year and realised I just was not going to get it done for the deadline. Let the ladies know, put it aside, and then a sport quilt came up and I'm like, I've got one of them half done, let's get that signed up and then I can get it finished, and it's one of my PhDs off the list. So that was last time you saw it. I cannot give you a picture of the finished one because it's in the Love Quilt files. Very welcome to come and join Love Quilts. We're always in need of stitchers. I think a few more quilters would be appreciated. And if you have a sick child, so they have to be under the age of 18 and they have to be ill in some way. You know, they've got, I mean, my grandson TJ, he got one, he has ADHD. So something like that, or cerebral palsy or anything. It's all on the website, and I will put a link to it, as I always do. You can go and you can fill out the form, and they get put into the lottery system, and then kids are drawn. New quilts are added twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. So you never know. You could go fill the form out today and they could be drawn out for a quilt on Saturday. They may wait 6 months. It's just one of them things. But it's a very worthwhile cause. This is the only time I stitch on Ada. So here it is now. Not massive amounts done. I haven't done any more of the red heart, but I have finished this section of football apart from the black. So there we go. Yeah, we have to stitch on 14 count white Ada. Nothing else. We can't do antique white, we can't do cream, we can't do a coloured fabric. Has to be white so that the quilts are uniform. So this is the only time I stitch, like I say, I stitch on Ada. There is nothing wrong with Ada. I personally do not like it. But that is my choice. Everybody is different, and I know there are some stitchers out there that love their Ada, and that's absolutely fine. I personally choose not to stitch on it, and will always swap it out if I can, if I'm doing a kit. But like I say, personal taste. But I have actually got to get some more. I think so I've got this one done, and then I've got the fabric for the next one, which is a parrot. But I don't think I've got any more after that, so I'm going to have to get some. Right, next PhD. Oh, is that? Is this one. See, perfect example. This is a kit. Came with Ada. I don't like the Ada. Personal choice. And unfortunately that piece of Ada is not big enough for me to put to one side for love quilts. So to do that, if I get a kit and it's the right size for a love quilt and it's white, then it goes into the love quilt stash. But unfortunately, as I say, it's not big enough. I am switching the pinks for purples because I don't do pink. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. And now thought I'd written a card. Yeah, I did. So I started it on the 13th of February. It's number 4 of my 26. 32 count antique white Murano, I would assume, which I sub for the Ada. So mine is going to be slightly smaller anyway because it's a 36 count. No, it's not. It's a 32 count. And here, let's move the minor out of the way. It is now. I might get some more done on this week, but otherwise I will take it with me on Saturday to Cheshire Stitchers because it's a nice easy stitch for there. So there we go. I've just got the stitch to finish there. So I've got the S and another T. And I've made a start on the case at the bottom. If I actually sat down and put some effort into it, I could probably finish it this week, but I'm not doing it. Well, I will be. I mean, it will get some work this week, I think. Like I say, if nothing else, it'll get worked on at Cheshire Stitchers. I don't know what I'm going to stitch this afternoon other than Deadpool. We'll get to Deadpool. He's coming up. Right, now, a few videos back, Kayla, Stitching with My Little, did a whip parade, and she pulled out her flag, her Quaker flag, from Fixtures on Etsy. Write her down as well. And said, you know, hers is a bed sheet because she's doing it, I think it's 14 count Ada she's doing hers on, so hers is a bed sheet, really big bed sheet. And she said she wanted to set goals, but she wasn't sure what she was going to do. If she set a goal of doing this, then she knows herself she wouldn't work on it. So I suggested she did something like 250 stitches a month. I said, if you do, I will join you. So I've joined her. She is going to try and do 250 stitches between videos, which I thought, actually, that's a good idea, and that's doable. For me, it could be one evening. If it's not one evening, it's definitely two. So I started mine January last year. It was a stitch along, but I can't remember what it was. Was it Quaker Flags or something like that? And it was organised by Gail from Wombat Hollow and Nicola from Darvanelli Studios. Just let me write them down. It saves me rewatching it, because if I watch it, I don't stitch. If I write them down and I've got a list, I can just go da-da-da-da-da. So I am using sulky threads. I'm using 1071 for the white, 1035 for the red, 1283 for the dark, the bits around each flag, and 1197, but it could be the other way around. The 1197, yeah, the 1197 is the dark bit around the edges of each block. And my fabric is 40 count Beautiful from Crafty Kate. There we go, write that down as well. So, last time you saw it, and I forgot, I was, when I was checking my stats for me things on Pattern Keeper, I'm thinking there was another one. What was the other one? I couldn't remember. So I forgot to check my stats. But I'll do that for next time. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. And now, it looks like that. So basically what I did for my 250-ish stitches was bring this white down. So I think when I do this again, I will continue to bring that white down, and then I'll sort of move down colour wise. But there we go, that's mine so far. I know Lois will be happy to see this. She loves this project. So there we go. I am enjoying it. It was lovely to get it out again. So yeah, I think I will be joining Kayla with 250-ish stitches between videos. I say ish because, you know, sometimes, like I do with my temperature stitching, if my thread runs out and I've done 247, I'm not going to start a new thread for 3 stitches. This I keep in a vinyl fronted bag that I bought. And it's got a little, you probably can't see it actually. No. It's got a little tiny hole in it. One reason I'm not very keen on vinyl fronted bags. Plus I've had patterns stick to them in the past. Not these ones, but you know, years ago when you used to get them, you would occasionally get a bag with a magazine. Very rare, but it happened. You know, back when you actually got decent gifts, things that you would use, like plastic folders and thread boxes. You don't get anything like that anymore. It's always a cover kit. So my last PhD is, now what have I done with the picture? I forgot about the picture. Did I put, oh actually I think I put it in here. I've taken him out, oh yeah, it's in here. It's Deadpool. Started him, when did I start him? 26th of October last year. 36 count white, and I'm using DMC and I'm doing it over 2/2. Hoping to finish it for my partner's 50th birthday on the 1st of October. I don't know if I'm going to manage it. But if not, then I can just give it him as is and go. I don't have to hide stitching it anymore. So yeah, Deadpool. I've got some colours I need to order because I don't have them, or I don't have enough. So last time you saw him, it looked like this. So one of the colours I need to get is to fill in all of this, and it's one of the, you know, the 35 colours they brought out a couple of years ago, and I was slowly buying them. I used to carry a list around with me, the ones I needed, and then the prices shot up and that came to an end. So later this week I'm going to put in an order. I'm going to order all of the 35 that I don't have, which isn't many to be fair, and the DMCs that I've run out of in my stash upstairs. When I use the last skein I write it down, and then when there's enough I do an order. Here he is now. So I've added quite a lot of the black. It's mostly black I've been doing. I think I've come down here and done a bit more down here. Yeah, there's a bit more here's been done. But, you know, like I say, I've been doing quite a lot of the black. I've still got 14,000 stitches of black to do. So, there we go. So he's going to get worked on. Don't know how long for, because it's now 10 to 12. And I've got a doctor's appointment at 2:10. So, well, it's not a doctor. Well, it is a doctor, but it's the musculoskeletal guy. So, my neck keeps clicking. Move my head and it clicks. Not all, not constantly, but enough that it's, this isn't right. I'm a bit worried about this kind of thing. So that was the last of the PhDs. So plans. I don't know when I'm going to start it, but I'm going to start this. This was one of my Advent gifts off Jeanette last year. This is going to be my February, no, not my February, my March ornament. I haven't done any of February's. Well, I have, but not enough to warrant showing it yet. I think I've done about half a dozen stitches on it. Because my neck keeps clicking, I keep getting headaches, so it's not good. So I'm going to start this in the next few days. As I say, it was one of my Advent gifts off Jeanette last year. I want to get some more done on January's jumper. I showed you that last time because I took it with me to do my MOT. Obviously, I'm going to keep working on Deadpool. I'm going to... Oh! I didn't give you the stats for Deadpool, did I? See? I knew I'd written... I wrote them down. I've done 7,161 of 56,034. I think it's 34. I know it's 56,000 and something, which is 12.78%. So, yeah. So I'll keep working on Deadpool. I'll get my 250 stitches done on the Quaker flag. Wensler Wednesday tomorrow. Hopefully this Friday I will manage to do 5 thread Friday. I haven't managed to do that as yet these last 2 times because both Fridays have been busy. And I know Sally Flossie Sews and Grows, if she doesn't do it on a Friday, it becomes 6 strands Saturday or 7 strands Sunday. I'm not doing that. If I can't work on it on a Friday because I'm busy, I'm not doing it. So, yeah. So hopefully I will get to do that this week. Don't think I'm doing anything this Friday. But the Friday after I am. Yeah, I am the Friday after I've got the boys. School are doing a Mother's Day thing where you can take your mum, your auntie, your granny, you know, for an afternoon tea at school. So my daughter's rearranged her hours so that she can go. But the only way she could do it was to have Friday was excuse me. She normally finishes in time to go and do the school run on a Friday. She doesn't on a Monday, so she's kind of swapped the 2 days around. So I'm going on the Friday. So I won't be able to do it the week after, I know that. Other than that, we'll just see how it goes. Work on what I want, when I want. There are things I would like to get done. I haven't touched Bobbin's berry basket. I haven't touched the flipping flag. The other flag, the one I really don't like doing. I haven't touched that. I haven't touched, see how they run panel 3. There's lots of things I haven't touched. So I'm going to make an effort these next couple of weeks to do that. Now, beading. I told you last time round I'd made a start on my 12-sided dice. And I have done. But I'm not happy with how it's going. So I'm not going to show you that. The only colour I had enough of is very shiny and it makes it a bit more difficult to work. So I'm going to restart that at some point, and I think I'm going to move the numbers up so to makes it quite, because at the moment it's going to be fairly big. It's going to be bigger than a £2 coin. So if I can move it up a couple of rows, it cuts out a lot of beading for me, and it cuts out a lot of the cost if anybody wants to buy one. So I need to rethink that. So I started something else. I started this. I know, I'm doing well, aren't I? Normally I would end up showing you this on Dropbox. But I suddenly thought this morning, oh, While I've been getting everything ready, I shoved last time's video on. And I mentioned Ginger, and I'm like, I still haven't printed out a picture of Ginger. So I thought, okay, I'll go and do that. So I printed that out and I printed this out. So yeah, this is what I am doing. The Dragon Egg box from Mickey Ferrugiaro. Again, I will put a link to her site. I would say, if you're a beginner beader, don't attempt them. They're big. You need some experience. Definitely need some experience. I mean, it's only peyote, but some things just, you're gonna go, So I've made a start. I started the band, and I did everything, and I'd done what is called M-Raw, which I'd never done before. And I get to the end of it and it wasn't working. I thought, oh God, I've not done enough beads. So I restarted it. And this, the one I'm going to show you, is the restart. And I got to the same point and I thought, oh God, no, I've done it again. There's not enough beads. And then the penny dropped. That actually the first one was correct. I just hadn't, I'd done one stitch too many for it to work, where you join the two bits together. So I thought, oh, it's okay, I can use that one to do the other half of the box. No, I can't because it's in a different colour, but that's fine because I wasn't happy with how it was beading up anyway. So this is the one I restarted. Here we are so far. It goes that way up. So the M-Raw, I don't know if you can see it very well, is this row here. See where there's, I'm sorry, you're getting a really good close-up of my hand there. See where there's a little gap here? That's the M-Raw row. I've never done M-Raw before. I can't do right angle weave. This is a variation, M-Raw is a variation of right angle weave, but actual right angle weave, I can't get my head around it. But anyway, so that's how it is now. So I've got, I think I'm on row 17. I think it's 17. I do this stripy band up to row 23, and then you have to fold it over, which is what you need the M-Raw row for. And you join the two together, which makes this nice and solid. Well, not solid, sturdy. But anyway, I'll show you that next time. But that's how far I am with that. Thoroughly enjoying it. That dark purple is DB number 4, and it is my absolute favourite colour. I've got loads of it. I've managed to do everything from stash. I had to go rooting through my mum's stash yesterday because I didn't have enough of the silver. Even cutting up the other one, there's not enough of the silver. I managed to find the exact same one in my mum's, and I managed to find some 2mm fire polished that I can use, because I was going to order some. I mean, I'm going to be putting in a bead order because I need more size 15s anyway. So, my little bit of stash enhancement. These, technically, I haven't bought. I was having a sort out and came across more stickers. No idea where I bought them from or how long I've had them. So I've got some nice colourful foily stars. And then I have my Troshka Russian dolls. I love Russian dolls. Absolutely adore Russian dolls. Always have done. I have quite a little collection of them. If that's something you would like to see, let me know. I can do a Flosstube extra on the ones I have. One of them's very special to me. It was my mum's and it's a big one. But there we go. Some Matryoshka, also known as Russian dolls. I get a Royal Mail notification on Friday. Your package will be delivered. I'm going, what package? I haven't ordered anything. What the heck is coming? And Andy's sitting there going, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I've not ordered anything. I know I've not ordered anything. So I was completely and utterly bemused as to what it was. And it arrived on Saturday before we went out to Spencer's birthday. And it's my 20th anniversary colours from Sparklers. Last November at Harrogate, she had pieces up of these. And because she's been dying for 20 years. And I'm like, really? I've never used the original 2 pieces I bought the first time we went to a get-together after she'd come back from Canada. And she went, I've been having a go at dyeing. Is there anybody interested? So I bought a couple of pieces. I still haven't used them. I don't think she makes them anymore, though, because they just weren't used. So I got, this is number 2, 36 count. And then number 1. She did sparkly versions as well, but no. I have no idea what I'm going to use on them. I had completely forgotten about them until I opened the packet. I was like, oh, okay. So that's what that was. Lovely surprise, because as I say, I'd forgotten all about it. And then I wanted one thing from 123 Stitch. One thing. So I asked Jeanette if there was anything she wanted. So she's had a couple of things, but the one thing I wanted was this. Valdani, they do 6-stranded ones as well. Now, I haven't got it to hand. This is Primitive Blue. My friend that passed away had Rosewood Manor's Quaker Diamonds kitted up, bar fabric, and this one thread. Well, Jeanette's going to start Spring Quaker, I think it is, on her birthday in April. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't want to do that, but I've got this one, I could do this one. So the one thing I wanted to order to make sure I had it in plenty of time was this. So I ordered some stuff for her as well, and I thought, I can't just buy one thread. So I had a look through the fabrics, and they now stock Atomic Ranch. So I ordered myself, this is 36 counts, 8 by 12. This is Vapors. I do that, it cuts out some of the light and you get a much better idea of the colour. This one I ordered thinking, you know, I like to have sort of 8 by 12s, 9 by 13 small pieces, so that if I think I want to start something, I can do a floss toss and go, yeah, okay, that looks really nice on that, let's order a bigger piece. And I say, Atomic Ranch is not something we can get in this country, that I'm aware of anyway. So that is Vapors. And then I ordered this one. This is, again, 36 count. This is 12 by 17. And I was thinking that this one would be nice for the marking sample out the red box. This one is, what did I tell you that? It says Mellow Stone, 36 count, again, Atomic Ranch. There we go. Lovely, sort of cream, I would say it's cream with a bit of brown on it. Yeah, you see, you can't get a good idea. That's accurate there, I would say. But as I say, I've got this one thinking it would be nice for that marking sampler. But I can think of a few other things it might work on as well. In fact, what I might do is put all of these on this, and if this works, I can order a bigger piece to do. What's the thought? All the other ones are on a card. It's got a nice variation in it though. I don't know. But this is 6-stranded, and I thought, well, I want 6-stranded because I don't want to do it on 28 count. I don't really stitch on 28 count anymore. I wanted to do it on 32 or 36. So I thought if I get the 6-stranded, if I do 32 count, that's fine. If I want to do 36, I only need 1 strand, it'll be fine. But I'll show you that a bit closer too. I mean, end of April is Jeanette's birthday and she's 65. So there we go. My birthday, I'm waffling, I know. My birthday is on the 16th of May. And Cheshire Stitchers have very kindly organised a party for me. Not really. When they posted the dates for the extra stitching day at the community centre, I'm like, oh, thank you, you've organised one on my birthday. So I'll be going to that on my birthday. But I am thinking my birthday start is going to be this. I do love this. Couldn't resist it when it came out. Again, they've done it on 28 count. I won't be doing it on 28 count. And I won't be doing it in the colour on cotton because we can't get them either. So I will be doing it in the DMCs. And again, I've just thought I might pull them out because that might be, because they did it on light ash grey. Well, that might work nice. That might work quite nicely. I'll have to have a look. I'll have to pull the DMCs out, have a look, and if I think it looks nice on that, order a big enough piece of the Vapors to do it on. We'll see. But that's it. I do apologise, I've waffled on. I probably told you things that A, you either didn't want to know or didn't need to know. There we go. Quite good at doing that though, aren't I? So, that's everything covered. Next one, as I say, 24th of March, 2 weeks today, because the Monday is the beading group. And I will have my beaded cert to show you by then. I took it in February, but I literally only did a couple of hours. It wasn't worth sharing it with you. But I'll take it beading group again. So there might be a bit more progress to show you. I think that's everything. Can't think of anything else I need to let you know. So I will, like I say, be back on the 24th of March. Until then, take care of yourself. Enjoy Mother's Day on Sunday if you're in the UK. My daughter did mention the possibility of going to Chester Zoo, and I'm like, do you not remember last time we did that? A couple of years ago, Chester Zoo were giving all mums free entry on Mother's Day. Well, a trip that I would normally get to Chester Zoo in 20 minutes, half an hour, it took well over an hour. The queues were horrendous. You couldn't park at Chester Zoo. You had to go and park on the park and ride. They'd struck a deal. And I'm like, do you not remember that from last time? If we're going to do Chester Zoo, we can do that on another day when it's not going to be manic. So, yeah. I personally I dislike Mother's Day now because I no longer have a mum. So, and I know, you know, you go in the shops and Mother's Day this, Mother's Day that, and I'm like, no, just walk straight past, don't look, because it's hard. It's very hard. If you've lost your mum, you'll know. Oh, gosh. Did it again. Waffled on about something that I didn't need to waffle on about. I do apologise. We're at 1 hour and 15, nearly 16. So, I will see you on the 24th of March. Until then, take care of yourselves. If you do celebrate Mother's Day, enjoy it. Have a good day. I hope you get spoilt rotten. I hope you get to spend the day with your feet up and your stitching in your hand and being waited on hand and foot. I know it very rarely happens, but, you know, never mind. So, take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the 24th of March. Bye.